We all know how to play Minecraft. You punch trees, you get wood, build a house, get a couple of farms going, and before you know it you have a sprawling base, a couple of productive farms, and an economy exploiting villagers for slave labour. The point is, you never really leave your comfort zone. And if you do, you're up to the eyeballs with the best enchanted gear in the whole game. Before you even think of the Ender Dragon, you're practically the strongest being in the conceivable universe. When that happens, is it any wonder that Minecraft's progression gets boring? Of course, things aren't going to be an actual challenge if you stack it in your favour with a prep time that would make Batman look like a full-on weakling. When I created a new world in Minecraft, I decided to play it the wrong way, to see how it held up if I met it as an actual gamer, trying to reach the end. Not building a base, not spending hours making an enchanting setup and running iron farms. I'm not trying those 100 days hardcore perfect start challenges where I make a one-to-one scale recreation of the Roman Empire. I just wanted to play Minecraft beginning to end, getting what I can and using it to the best of my ability. How does this iconic Swedish survival sandbox hold up when you try to play it almost like a traditional game? I discovered some things that made me learn a lot more about mechanics that I otherwise never would have cared about, and I learned to understand what I thought I knew in a different context. In playing the game a little bit differently, I realised that a lot of the problems that I had with Minecraft were actually solutions for a different type of player. So yes, I played Minecraft wrong, but I think you should as well. So basically, this is going to be a raw, sort of unfiltered video discussing the design aspects of Minecraft that I noticed while I was playing the game a little differently. I would hesitate to call what I did a speedrun, because that kind of implies a level of skills and tech that I really was not interested in trying. I just tried mostly to beat the game in sort of a semi-straight line of progression, pushing towards the end to see just how quickly I could get to it. I didn't really intend to keep this world after I was finished. It was pretty much just a straight run to the finish. Well, with a few diversions. With that in mind, let's just call this a fast run, for ease of conversation. I think the first thing I observed with playing Minecraft as a fast run is that I actually began to appreciate a lot of the features that I've been heavily criticising in recent years. Most Minecraft fans, like myself, we've been complaining with valid reason that the quality of Mojang's updates have been relatively underwhelming as of late. They've also been based on fairly niche mechanics, or just mechanics that aren't immediately useful when you're an experienced Minecraft player with a long-term world, and it leads to you dismissing a lot of these features as useless. What I actually found, and this is the biggest reason I want to encourage you to play Minecraft wrong, is that I developed a new relationship with these features, namely copper. When you play Minecraft as a straight shot to the end in this linear style, it becomes a valid and usable early stopgap between getting enough iron, which is a major bottleneck when you don't have the luxury of building a base with an iron farm. When you're playing somewhat quickly, you need to get your gear together from what is available immediately. Playing this style also made me appreciate game aspects that have been there a while, but I never made use of them because my standard gameplay style makes most of these aspects redundant for longer term players. For example, I was used to find striders kind of underwhelming. Given that my playstyle was always base building and over preparation, I would just stock up on fire protection enchantments and a mountain of bridging blocks to gingerly cross gaps with very little danger in the nether. When you're trying to play quick, however, bridging is just not an ideal solution whatsoever. You need to have efficient travel across massive lava lakes, and it forced me to try striders. Now whenever I do a playthrough, a warped fungus on a stick is a must-have for venturing around the nether. It makes crossing lava so smooth and even a little bit fun. My point is, I got an appreciation for some aspects of fairly recent gameplay additions that I otherwise had completely dismissed. Trying to play Minecraft in this linear way changed the way that I had to approach the challenges of the game. It also showed me the breadth of the quality of life that has been added to the game in recent years that I just never thought about, such as craftable saddles. Normally, it's not really a problem when you can just grind up the villager trades or just over time find plenty of the saddles in the dungeons, but as of 1.21.6 you can just make a saddle. It doesn't sound like much, but it really makes life easier, especially when you're trying to play quickly and you benefit massively from the movement of horses and, as I mentioned before, striders. Playing Minecraft as a semi-linear experience also just generally enhanced the feeling attached to the game. Thanks to not having keep inventory on, which is its own little controversy, any possible danger meant that I could lose dozens of minutes if not hours of progress if I died, and then I would have to deal with the terrifying prospect of a risky run back to collect my gear. On the one hand, it helped me understand where keep inventory players come from, why they would hate this aspect of the game. It's incredibly intense to deal with the possibility of losing high level, valuable gear that I worked hard to get, but then also lose it in a way that resets progress. It reminds me of that game Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy, which is a game I sincerely despise for how it could erase hours of forward progress and reset you right back to the beginning of the game for a single mistake. One drop into lava in a bad nether situation and I would be in the same boat here. That feeling is, well, pretty terrifying. On the other hand, it was like an extra spice that enhanced the overall flavour of the game. Because I feared losing everything, it made the feeling that much more elevated. Both the gut-wrenching fear of losing and the elated joy of overcoming. Again, if I made a base, I would have had ways to get back to full level items almost instantly, thanks to villager trades or just having lots of resources stored away to remake my gear. But here, I didn't have that luxury. I was just pressing forward as best I could, and if I lost, I had to start back from nothing with no safety net. Because of that, I got to experience a wider range of feeling, and in a way that just genuinely enhanced my playthrough. You play games to have experiences, and I feel like keep inventory or over-preparedness, it sort of runs the danger of muting that experience. For example, there was this one moment in the Nether where thanks to forgetting to bring the right gear, my plan of getting a strider, it fell out the window. To make matters worse, I was trapped in the basalt deltas thanks to my spawning, which is quite possibly the worst Nether biome for survivability. There's just an insane number of instant death lava pits and uneven terrain, making even the slightest mistake potentially lethal and game breaking. At this nail-biting moment while bridging over terrifying lava oceans, I heard the unmistakable squishing noise of a magma cube stalking behind me while I desperately made my slow progress. So normally a magma cube is kind of nothing, it's a boring mob, but in the basalt delta with over an hour of progress on the line and such precarious terrain to navigate, suddenly I was afraid. As if to confirm my fears, these cubes seemed to stalk me relentlessly, cutting off escape routes, ominously squidging their way as they hopped uncaringly across those uneven basalt pillars bearing down upon me. I wasn't afraid that one would kill me outright, I had full diamond armor at this point, but they didn't need to beat me in a stand-up fight. All it would take would be a single boop, and boom, I would be knocked into lava and all that lovely progress gone. Too bad, try again. And just like that, I was genuinely scared of probably one of the most easy to avoid mobs in the game. Watching as they slowly bore down and closed the distance, stalking, getting closer every time as I began to feel panic rising, bridging as best I could to stay ahead of the looming threat. All of this for an enemy that I wouldn't even think about under any normal playthrough. I thought, wait a minute, why the hell am I scared of magma cubes now? I began to realise I was feeling something that wouldn't be out of place in peak survival horror gaming. All out of a game that I knew inside and out, a game that most would consider a solved equation and kind of boring. All because I chose a different approach to playing, and that is the core of the thesis here. Among veteran and even intermediate players, Minecraft is largely a solved game, and solved games feel bland and prescriptive. The question always has a single, correct answer which limits, ironically enough, creative gameplay expression. That mindset filters through to the updates. You see a new update and it makes an early game all like copper usable as tools and armors, and you're thinking, well, I can already set up a farm that produces the higher level ores in industrial amounts. Why is this useful? And you're not really realising that you're only evaluating this update from one highly optimised playstyle. It's easy to forget that Minecraft is part of an infinitesimally small club of games that can reasonably claim to have reached beyond the hundreds of millions of people, to the point that the statistics warp to a level beyond what you can reasonably relate. If you're playing Minecraft Java Edition and you've opened a Reddit or wiki page at least once, that puts you at a level that's far above the average person's experience. That's not glazing your skill, that's merely acknowledging that there's vast gaps of skill between all levels of players in Minecraft as a whole. The fact is, the vast majority of Minecraft's audience play on mobile platforms. Gamers that have to make do with touchscreen controls, that play for 10 minutes or so in quick blast before swapping over to TikTok or YouTube videos. It's a completely different set of gaming habits. By stepping back from the comfort zone that I had set for myself as a veteran Minecraft player, where usually I would be able to optimise out the danger, I was suddenly able to experience a depth of feeling that I'd been sorely missing from the game for about half a decade for me now. Minecraft was scary and challenging again. By playing in a way that was inherently inefficient, it was like I had found a new difficulty setting in the game, and in this new difficulty setting, a lot of the smaller updates that didn't work for me before began to feel like they actually offered something to me. Minecraft had become a goddamn video game again. That's why I was hit so hard by a sudden shift in mindset on the copper update. I realised that for some players this was a valuable boon to smoothing an early difficulty curve, one that makes Minecraft make even more sense in its own early progression. It's easy to dismiss my argument as simply advocating for low skilled players, but my argument cuts deeper. Updates like the copper tools create a smoother curve, not a less difficult one. A young, inexperienced player on a touchscreen can play at their own pace and find use without having to push as far into danger as a player like you or me would be comfortable doing every day. But ultimately this is done without removing iron or changing it in any way. Us veterans can just go get the iron easily enough or make an iron farm. That's not changed. In a way, playing like this brings home the beauty of what Minecraft truly is, and it's something that we let easily go by the wayside when we debate the ins and outs of the modern update cycle. And that's that Minecraft is a massive sandbox title. It's arguably the sandbox to end all sandboxes. Every update, no matter how small, no matter how niche its use, it has value to someone. and with a game of Minecraft scale, someone could be tens of millions of people. I began to realise that I had mistaken my way of playing Minecraft as the way to play Minecraft. I do want to make it clear though that I didn't necessarily enjoy playing in this style more than I enjoy playing my traditional base building worlds. I'm not suddenly going to start playing Minecraft like a linear game all the time, and I'm not even suggesting that this is a better way to play. It's just that I played the game differently in a way that I value the learning experience that I had. I still very much enjoy my optimised power fantasy of overpowered enchantments and beacon powers like in my 1000 plus day hardcore world. That will always be my favourite way to play, by building a big base, over-preparing and enjoying my mastery over the world. That's where the joy of Minecraft has always been for me and where it remains. When I was playing my fast run, I did long for the easy life of efficiency 5 and haste tomb mining, of potions of slow falling and fire protection netherite gear, meaning that I could practically swim in lava. The fast run on the other hand, it hit the same emotional roller coaster as I would expect in any game. But on a fundamental level, Minecraft is still at its best when you're at the top of a creative sandbox. But what the fast run did teach me was perspective and feeling. For one glorious moment I got to experience the game in a raw form again, and that was a beautiful high. When I fought the Ender Dragon, I died the first time, which was interesting because like many veteran players, I had accused old Ender here of being boring and too easy. But it tells the story of the whole video that when I didn't have the luxury of slow falling or fall protection boots, even this boss that everyone claims is practically effortless was now an actual threat that took effort to take down. Sure, a speedrunner can do this with beds, but as I stated before, I'm not a speedrunner, I'm just an average but veteran player. So I actually have a question for you. When you call the Ender Dragon a boring, easy fight, are you actually talking about the fight when you meet it on equal terms? Or are you like most people that go in with the most powerful gear in the game and then complain when that gear gets you an easy win? I even ran out of arrows, mostly down to my bad aim, but I had to deliver the final blow by melee after waiting for the dragon to perch after a long and drawn out battle that left me tired but triumphant and elated. I gained a valuable, deeper insight that made me realise I had optimised the game to the point that I had muted its very spice and threatened to turn it bland. In playing Minecraft focused as a video game, I found that it still had plenty of flavour that I had left unexplored. This is a perspective shift that I think most players would find valuable, something I think everyone should experience as it enhanced my understanding, my appreciation of this game in such a way that I now feel more nourished as a result. I may not have necessarily enjoyed this playthrough more, but I did enjoy its insights very much, insights that I think are valuable to every player that wants to think a little bit more deeply about this beloved and... wait, 15-year-old game? Am I really that old? So yes, I played Minecraft wrong, but it was worth it. And if you want to engage with Minecraft on a deeper level, maybe you should play it wrong too. Thank you so much for watching this one. I really wanted to try a little bit of something different and try out a Minecraft video essay on top of my other 2026 experiment videos. This one is intended to be a bit more raw and lighter on the editing than the other ones. I was quite inspired about this topic and hopefully I did it some justice. Maybe I encourage you to try playing a little differently. Please do like, subscribe, comment and do all of those lovely YouTube things. I'm having a lot of fun here and would love to keep seeing this channel grow. All that said though, until next time, thanks again and I'll see you in the next video.